Welcome back, YouTube. We're here on Monday the 9th, November 2009. We Die Young, number 4, is in 18 days. But before we can get there, we have to do our weekly shows. Personally, it's only 2 weeks though, so it's not bad. So, let's go into it. Let's see, shows. Maybe it's something like past. Oh. Show history. There we are. Okay, so Lights Out was what I call a success. The Fatus defeated Cody and Ted Jr. Now, last time around at All the Way, Randy Orton promised that there would be some changes to the dynasty. So, in case people missed it, Cody and Ted was in the ring, and they were both, they were real mad, upset that they lost. And David Flair's music hits. He comes down to the ring with Ted, or he comes down to a ring and Ted Jr. is there. He whispers something in Ted Jr.'s ear. Ted nods in agreement. Then they beat down Cody, and a debuting Justice Syndicate, Tyler Black, John Moxley, and Roman Reigns, save Cody from David and Ted Jr. But there's definitely, I think there's like a level that we're trying to put Cody with as well as trying to elevate the dynasty. But I'll show you what I mean. His popularity is pretty good, because I still consider us kind of a small company, even though we're medium sized. But this is what I mean. He came in, and in his debut year, or actually the year after his debut, I think. Okay, yeah, just a couple months after his debut, he won the USPW Hardcore title. He held it for 63 days before he lost it. He won it back a little time later. I think off of Tyler Black, if I'm not mistaken. Possibly not. I'd have to look again. But this time around, he held it for 154 days. Then twice, he held it for 126 days. That was, I must add, this was a mistake on my end. But that is pretty cool stuff right there. Just getting it even with days. Too bad I didn't get even with the fences though. Personally though, when you go to their team, it's only 37 when the Shadow Alliance is higher. Now, the Shadow Alliance has had 2 IWA titles as well. But, yeah. But that's kind of what happened, mostly. I mean, there has been a couple times where I thought that needed to be Ted Jr. really. And here's another thing. I want to add this. David Flair has been on a run his second time around with the hardcore title. Although he's not defended it much. Now, I want y'all to look here. The first time with it, he held it for 21 days. Now, it was, I won't say an embarrassing reign for him, but nobody would have expected the second reign. I mean, it's definitely, we're going to try and elevate people. And we're trying to become either second or third to WWE. But we're not going to go full head on towards them. That's stupid. It is very freaking stupid to go head on head with the biggest wrestling company of all time. I mean, that would basically be like taking and starting a shoe company and starting a rivalry with Nike right off the bat. We're even just starting a rival with Nike. It'd be like starting a soda company and trying to rival Coca-Cola. Only person that can do that successfully has been Pepsi. Let's see. That's why when you put it in that perspective, that's why I don't ever go head on head with WWE, because I know it's stupid to. Remember? WCW, ECW, TNA, that's 3 that fell. Directly linked to trying to go head on head with WWE. There's been more. I mean, to be honest, WCW fell like 3 different times at WWE. When they were Jim Crockett Promotions, when there was Georgia Championship Promotion, Georgia Championship Wrestling, and then when there's World Championship Wrestling. But we're gonna head into this. Okay, so Jeff and Matt Hardy has video packages for a 45. Christian cuts a promo for an 88, not bad. The Rock cuts a promo in which he talks about that there will be a new era of the USPW very soon. A era where one champion is not defined. Not 2 champions are defined. Not 3 champions are defined. But an era where USPW stands by theirself in the circle of greatness. Then we see Adam Cole defeat Matt Sydal by submission. Not bad. Could have been better though, it says. Which is crazy. Rebecca Knox defeated Kelly Skater with the hard knocks for a 31. And then Tyler Black has a promo in which Jon Moxley and Roman Reigns sit in the back. But Tyler Black says balance, order, justice. These aren't just words. These words, they're our creed. For too long, USPW has lived in the chaos. Pretenders with microphones, paper champions, glory hounds chasing gold without purpose, until we arrived. This is the Justice Syndicate. Roman Reigns is the juggernaut, the one-man army. Jon Moxley here. The chaos you can't contain, the fight you can't end. And me, I'm the executioner, the architect of this group. I am the architect of what you fear most. I am the leader. I don't even need to hold the world title. You want to know why we're here? We didn't come to play fair. We came to restore the justice to this corrupt system, to the corrupt USPW headboard. And whether it's AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Sting, Cody Rhodes, anyone who stands in our way will fall. Because we don't take orders, we don't do respect, and we damn sure don't ask for forgiveness. We are not a faction. We are a family, a brotherhood that rights the wrongs. We are the reckoning. We are the Justice Syndicate. I must say it's not bad. Jennifer Ortiz also cuts a promo about her women's world title. Kurt Angle cuts a promo. James Storm cuts a promo. This was supposed to be a match opening. Scott Steiner versus Mick Foley. Mick Foley wins back the NWA national title in a steel cage match. And then AJ Styles defeated Big Show with a frog splash for a 77. And this is a dramatic, this is his celebration right here. Kurt Angle versus James Storm. James Storm actually defeated Kurt Angle with the last call for a 61. Not bad. But the best part is Tyler Black defeated Randy Orton tonight for a 79. And the Dynasty's music hits and they were going to attack, but then the Justice Syndicate hits from the barricade and there's one big stare down. Tyler Black staring down Randy Orton. Roman Reigns is staring down David Flair, and Jon Moxley is staring down Ted DiBiase Jr. Woo! We increased our regions. 81,000, not bad. 58 in Tri-State, 32 in Saskatchewan, 35 in Northern England, 35 in Southern England, 6 in Europe, 6 in Australia. Okay. There's an interview with Christian. He cuts a promo. Amber O'Neil defeated Daphne with a kickstand for a 27. The Rock comes out and cuts a promo and he says, tonight, as one half of the owner of USPW, due to our recent acquiration of 2CW, we will crown a new 2CW national champion here tonight. Carrying his video package, AJ Styles cuts a promo, James Storm cuts a promo, Kurt Angle cuts a promo, Chris Jericho cuts a promo, Randy Orton. Here's the match. Nick Nemeth wins the 2CW nationwide title for 54. The Fatus defeated the Shadow Alliance for 41. Not bad to make defense number 1. And then Cody Rhodes cuts a promo and he says, I was your brother, Ted, David, Randy. I was your brother. I looked up to each and every one of you as someone I could trust, someone that I could get better with, someone who would challenge me to always be the better person that I can be. But I was wrong. You're a bunch of narcissistic, lying, snake-like beings. And you turned your back on me faster than I could snap my finger. Well, Ted, I'm coming for you first. Then I'm coming for you, David. And then Orton will be the last. Oh, I forgot about this. This turns him face. Rob Van Dam defeated Jeff Hardy to make defense number 1 of the United States title. And then Booker T defeated Kane with the scissors kick for 72. Roman Reigns defeated Michael Knight with the spear for 34. Randy Orton defeated James Storm with an RKO. He makes defense number 5 of the USPW World title. We increase our popularity in 55 regions. We grow in the Great Lakes. 68 in Great Lakes, 51 in Mid-South, 46 in Southwest, 14 in Shire, 14 in Occidente, 8 in Japan. Not bad. We're doing pretty good. Okay, The Rock says, you see, last week Nick Nemeth won the 2CW nationwide title. So, this week, he has a challenge. Christian cuts a promo. James Storm cuts a promo. RVD and Sabu. Jennifer Ortiz cuts a promo. Randy Orton cuts a promo in which he says Tyler Black, me, Ted DiBiase Jr., and David Flair will face you and your crew of misfits at Oblivion. Accept the challenge. Or disband that little faction of yours, and up on management, they fire all of you and send you to the Indies. Jennifer Ortiz defeated Lacey with a public death grip for 61. Not bad, but Tyler Black, he accepts Randy's challenge, but he also says, tonight though, there is one man who has challenged justice. That man is James Storm. Tonight, James Storm faces justice. Chris Jericho cuts a promo. Jerry Lynn versus Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley defeated Jerry Lynn with a one-hitter for a 56. But then Nick Nemeth comes out and he says, David Flair, at We Die Young, I want you. I'll put the 2CW nationwide title up for your hardcore title. Winner takes both belts. He sits there and he's saying a bunch of stuff, and then David Flair's music hits. And he comes out and he says, Nick, challenge accepted under one condition. Ladder match. Tyler Black defeated James Storm with a curb stomp. That's probably his worst rated match in a couple years. Cody Rhodes defeated Chris Sabin with the Crossroads for a 56. And then the main event gets a 75. And Kurt Angle defeated Chris Jericho, Booker T, AJ Styles, Sting, and Kane. And he will face Randy Orton at We Die Young. Ooh. Let's see here. 109,000 in profit. 56 in the Midwest. 5 in India. We're growing. Okay, we start to show off with Jon Moxley and Roman Reigns taking on the Shadow Alliance, whom they think has used the justice of USPW blindly. Knox and Dashwood versus Evie and Tiana Ringer. Knox and Dashwood defeated Evie and Tiana Ringer for a 46. I would have probably let them hold the title longer, but Tiana Ringer has an injury. For 46, that's not bad, but MVP defeated Eric Young with a playmaker for 26. AJ Styles defeated Booker T with the Styles Clash for a 64. Sabin and Sadal versus Bobby Dempsey and Jerry Lynn. Sabin and Sadal makes defense number 3 of the USPW Intercontinental Tag Team or International Tag Team titles. James Storm holds a promo backstage challenging RVD to the match. Jennifer Ortiz cuts a promo. Nick Nemeth does the unthinkable and defeats David Flair in the ladder match for a 46. Matt Hardy versus Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes defeated Matt Hardy for a 61. Jennifer Ortiz defeated Daphne with the public death grip. She makes defense number 17 of the USPW Women's World title. RVD defeated James Storm with the Van Deminator for a 69 to make defense number 2 of the USPW United States title. The Fatus defeated Michael Knight and Joe Hennig to make defense number 2 of the USPW Tag Team titles for a 46. And then the main event gets an 81 and Randy Orton defeated Kurt Angle with an RKO. Not bad at all. But David Flair, Randy Orton, and Ted DiBiase Jr. attacked Kurt Angle. And in comes Justice Syndicate for the rescue. Wow. 649,000. 52 in the Mid-South, 48 in New England, 48 in Northwest, 49 in Southeast, 47 in Southwest, 40 in Puerto Rico, 39 in Hawaii, 35 in the Maritimes, 33 in Quebec, 32 in Alberta, 33 in Saskatchewan, 34 in Manitoba, 36 in British Columbia, 17 in North Indente, 14 in Sureste, and 14 in Centro, 36 in Northern England and Southern England, 28 in Scotland, Ireland, and Wales, and that is where we've all grown. Okay, so, yeah, this has been it for this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, your family. The most important of all, though, share with your dog.